What's up, YouTube world? It's your boy J Dub, the #1 comment on YouTube, and I'm back with another review. Today, I will be reviewing. What am I reviewing? I always got to think of it. It's getting late now. I'm reviewing Love and Marriage DC. And before I get started, for those who are new to my channel, I do reviews of reality shows. I don't hit every single scene. I try to hit the most important parts and maybe pick up some details that you may have not have caught. And as I just said, I am YouTube's #1 commenter. So with this channel, it's all about the comments. Again, I don't get into the likes, the subscriptions. If you're going to rock with your boy J Dub, you're going to smack one of them buttons either way. But I got to have those comments. That's why I do it. I mean, it's no exaggeration. I need it. I got to have it. That's what I'm all about. Comments. Because before I had the channel, that's all I did. I commented on, YouTubers' channels that I appreciated, and that's just what I did. But now, let's say I'm working for myself, and so we're here. And not only that, I've created a platform, a community, and that community is called the Dub Fam. When you get down these YouTube comments on my channel, those are my YouTube cousins. Those are your cousins if you're a part of the Dub Fam. So the only thing that I ask is that we respect family. You can talk about anything you want. You can talk about DJ Quicksilver is really DJ Fun Size, or you could talk about I don't know what you could talk about. Anything you want to talk about. Say what you say. That's the motto of this channel. So let me go ahead and dive on into this review. Because, most people know that your boy J Dub is from the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia area. So the show, it hits home. So I'm very familiar with everything going on and what it should look like and what it should not look like. So again, we still rolling along with the continuation to be continued, and it picks up at the dinner that Monique and Chris have organized. And Chris is talking about Winter's husband and saying that like he had lunch with him, and he was hearing his side of the story, and he just like feels bad for the guy and kind of like believes some of his story. And naturally, Winter's offended, but just saying like, hey, you got to get his side, but pretty much I know what's going on. But throughout the conversation, Ashley, DJ Quicksilver's wife, was throwing like a lot of little shots at Winter's crazy situation, because it is crazy. It's not normal. She married the man in a short time, never knew where he lived at, and then found out later he was a scammer, and she's surprised. And what made it worse is Quicksilver was throwing his shots in himself, talking about like, how could Winter really be a relationship coach? Because, going on a theory like how people say like people who do hair, their hair ain't done, people who teach don't know nothing, all that kind of situation. So at this point, Quick and Ashley was pretty much tag teaming Winter, and Winter pretty much after that turned into the victim. She's like, well, why are you, shaming the person that went through it? I don't see Winter as a victim. She was a willing participant. When you make, let's say, rash decisions or bad decisions, you got to pay the consequences. You didn't go through the vetting process of finding your husband, marrying him without knowing where he lives or what's going on with him. I mean, you get what you get. But I still ask, like, what is Winter doing at an all couples dinner? I know originally she was supposed to be on the show, her and her husband separated and all that, getting a divorce, but she still shouldn't be there. So Monique, as far as in the dinner, she's really still trying to hold the little group session together, and she's playing a game called Not So Lazy Marriage, because she has to keep putting her brand on everything, and that's okay. You want to use this platform, but Quicksilver kind of took it over and started talking about, well, let's talk about celebrity crushes or whatever. And Monique was offended by that. Like, she felt like Quicksilver pretty much took the mic from her and tried to take it over, because Quicksilver was adamant about telling who was Ashley's celebrity crush, which is Uncle Jesse from Full House. And everybody was thrown off. Even Chris Sam was like, Uncle Jesse. He was surprised, and thrown off by that, and we learned Quicksilver crush is Rihanna. Good luck with that. I don't. Maybe I don't know. I don't think so. But anyway, it just at this point I could tell Winter was in the get back mode because she took this opportunity to pretty much say like, well, pretty much I guess you feel like you can deal with famous people because like through your husband, and Ash is like, nah, you like I'm a whole vibe or whatever. I got something going on over here, and who wouldn't want to be with me? Yeah, that might be so. And in real life, Quicksilver ain't no big deal anyway. He might be big deal in this area or whatever, but well, he worked with Jamie Foxx and all that. I would not call him an international superstar, but yeah, who is Ashley for real? Like, Winter's right. Like in real life, yeah, you may be attractive, but you only have notoriety because of your husband. But okay, we're gonna move on. So we see Arena and Jamie, they exercising in their neighborhood. And that's what it looks like for those who don't know. Of course, they don't live in D.C. We normally don't have that much land in D.C. We move further out, like in the PG County areas. We need a little land. We need a bigger house, a better value for money, safer environment for our children. But they're still connected to the area, so it still can be dangerous. But enough about that. We learned Arena is actually an avid runner. She's been running for 10 years. She's been running like 5Ks and marathons. And I was like, wow, that's something. That takes dedication and commitment to do so. And it puts you in a good place as far as fitness. And while they exercise and they did a little run and they walking, Arena and Jamie was pretty much talking about the dinner they had at Monique's house. And Jamie felt like Arena was like talking too much in front of company, which is, Monique and the whole group or whatever. And I feel the same way. I'm with Jamie on this one. Like, people like Monique or anybody else may claim to want to know, how you made it or your journey, your struggle, but in real life, it's going to come up in a negative way towards you. So that's why you kind of got to be cautious of letting people in, or especially in on your marriage, because like I say, it'll come up in the worst way, because they were Monique and the whole group was so pressed about getting that Q&A about trying to find out what's happening and what's going on with their marriage. You got to go with your gut feeling, like maybe we don't need to open up to that. And that's what I believe the context was showing, how when Jamie was covering Arena's mouth, he was like telling her to be quiet, but they kind of, I think editing kind of made it seem like she was talking about Africa, but I guess he was just trying to have her to, when he mentioned that, he wanted her to say less and not talk so much about what's going on in their marriage. And I would just say, like I said, I hear, or I'm in the comments, I see different people talk about like, oh, how could Jamie cover her mouth or tell her to be quiet, or even while he was walking, he told her to shut up. And I'm gonna tell you like this, like when people, again, on long-term relationships, they have a different dynamic than other people, where you might get offended if somebody said that to you, but that's like being best friends with somebody for 20, 30 years. Everybody deals different. You'd be surprised what people will say. The only word I can't really get with is how we go back to Love and Marriage Huntsville, when Tiffany called Lewis a bish. That's where I draw the line. We can play with that. We can boy, bye. You might tell me shut up. Me and my wife might punch each other, but in a playful way. But that's what it is. But we probably wouldn't do that in front of company, but that's how we roll, and that's what it is. But yeah, it was light. It wasn't nothing. And like I said, that's his best friend. So that's what it is. It ain't nothing big. Like, oh, he's an abuser or he doesn't respect women and all that. I'm like, miss me with that. I can't really get with that. From the outside looking in, yes, I know how women feel, and they're so sensitive. And not just women, people are sensitive. I don't want to say women. I don't get my the Dove fan riled up against me, but just saying, some people get a little sensitive. That's the dynamic. It was no malice in what he said or what he did at Monique's dinner or on the walk or whatever. So let's go to the next thing before my mouth get me in trouble, if I'll be talking too much. So we see Monique and Chris and their kids. They're getting ready to go to Africa, and I don't think it's time for that. Why? They're just getting the show rolling. Monique is supposed to be the nucleus of the show, but I get it. You probably got to plan for Africa from a year from now, or whatever, to get it going. And Monique she keeps pushing that narrative that, Chris isn't being romantic, or they're not on the same page. Like, she has to push that they have dissension in their marriage. And Monique got a call from Winter, and I don't know why Monique put it on speaker, and you hear Winter saying, like, just go and really enjoy your husband. Enjoy your husband. And I'm like, with Chris, that would rub me the wrong way. Like, what are you telling her about our relationship where, like, you got to force to be with me or to enjoy me and all that kind of stuff? It irritated me, and it just makes, like, Chris thinking, like, oh, something got to change, something got to give, because, yeah, it's off. And what is she saying? But in real life, I mean, I call a thing a thing. I say, their marriage is, was Monique said, it hit the 10-year itch instead of the 7-year itch. So it may be a mistake. So let's go to the next scene. We see Winter. She's visited by her mom or whatever to discuss, like, the situation with her husband, and saying that at the old place when she was there with her children, the sheriff came to the door to serve her husband the papers when he's been abandoned the home and everything about the misuse of money or whatever the case may be. And she's just saying how upset she was. And also, she didn't like that, Chris had lunch with her ex-husband, or soon-to-be ex-husband, Kevin, and talking about how much he loves her and all that. And the mother said, well, that ain't love, that's obsession. And I could believe that, because the man's 60. This is probably his only lifeline, but he had to get away from it to get safe, because who knows how much money he took to take his kids ice skate. I don't know, but okay. I'm not a Winter fan. I'm not a fan of her story, but I got to report the news. So we see Ashley and Arena. They're meeting at the doctor for Ashley. Ashley's getting Botox shot under her arm to stop, like, heavy sweating or whatever. And we learned that Ashley has actually had some work done. Like, she gets fillers in her face. She's had her boobs done. But she said, her cheeks are natural or whatever. And I can appreciate that she's being honest, because in this fake world, there's not many people that are very honest. They'll tell you, all you got to do is 100 squats and you get the big butt, or you eat Cheerios every day and your cheeks will fill up. All that fake stuff, and have people chasing something that can't be obtainable. And Arena said pretty much she hasn't had any work done, but she wants to get a consultation, I guess, to get her butt done. And I was like, oh no, Arena, don't do that. Don't fall into the new IG world or whatever. Arena's a runner. She don't need no extra weight on her, or nor get wrapped up in, the new world. When I say the new world, because back in the 80s and 90s, and this is no offense to anyone, we didn't have a lot of BBWs and all of that. People were, like, naturally thinner, and no disrespect, and shout out to the BBWs. I'm on the theory what Tamar Braxton said, only a dog want a bone. You want some meat or whatever, but natural is better. What God gave you, roll with that, and improve on that. And I don't mean through surgery, but some people believe that you got to do that, especially in this case when I gotta say, or stand up, because some women or people, I gotta say people, let's say, oh, women can do whatever they want with their bodies. Of course you can, but the fact that some women can push a narrative that it's okay or acceptable to promote getting the most dangerous surgery in the whole world. Like, like open heart surgery isn't more dangerous than a BBL. I mean, that's absolutely ridiculous. And I would never want anyone to promote that. It's too risky. Yeah, you can get any you get a certified doctors, those risks still exist. It's just that when you get away from that, the risk increases. So I ain't never down with that. And, because this world is way too sensitive and too much into all these equal rights and all that. I don't mean taking rights away, but just the fact that, like, oh, you can do what you want, but people are promoting that risky behavior, and I don't believe in that. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. But Arena pretty much says she admires, Ashley's Ashley's assets or whatever, and coming off like true DC. We not haters. She like, yeah, I like what you got going on. We all admire it. I know she was talking about her and Jamie or just all the girls. I don't know. But the fact is, that's how she come. That's how the real come, because I ain't gonna hate on what you got or I don't got or whatever. She could go get it or just be happy that she got it. And like I said, that is in true DC fashion for the real. That's what we do, because we all can have it what we want. But anyway, let's go ahead to Big Jamie. Big Jamie is taking his boys, or I would say young men, Lil Jamie and Jason, to 9 Rounds Boxing Center. This one is in Maryland. It's like a cardio kickboxing locations. It's a franchise that they have around the area or whatever. And I have to say again, when I see stuff like that, it warms my heart. Warms J-Dub's heart to see a father so involved with his sons, but not only that, his sons who has a disability. Jason, which is his younger son, who's 21, who's visually impaired. Big Jamie includes him in everything. It don't matter what they doing. Like, they going to the anniversary party, they're going to exercise, they're going. Because a lot of times, some people, because it's hard to deal with, or it could be frustrating or saddened, they don't treat their child with disability the same. And you see Jason in there doing sit-ups and push-ups, and he not being baby, he's a part of the group. Of course, we know he has limitations, but he right there with him because he's no different. He's a part of the family. He just has a disability. And I love that, because a lot of times I've seen where children have been treated different, especially when they get grown, because they become more of a burden. So, like I said, that just warms my heart big time. And Big Jamie's talking to Quicksilver. He's having a one-on-one discussion, which I like this situation where you see now, like, men can have support on, like, being fathers or different things in their life. Even though Big Jamie is older than Quicksilver, he's just letting them know that he respects Quicksilver's position, like, as an activist in the community, or, like, because he reaches out to the youth, and he wants Quicksilver to speak to Lil Jamie just to give him examples of his life and which way not to go. And I didn't know how this would go, but surprisingly, Lil Jamie did receive Quicksilver's like advice, and Quick was telling him, I didn't know Quick was like shot when he was 13. He lost his mother at 10. His father died at 18. I knew that part, but the fact of the matter, life gets real. I mean, it's a real thing. In this area, it is. I mean, I've never lived anywhere else, but it is extra dangerous. I have people in my family who have lost their children before the age of 21, and who've left 1-year-olds behind, like with multiple children behind. And it's a real thing. Like, out here, the youth make bad decisions as they're growing up. It will cost them their life. Like what Quicksilver said, even being in a box, you being in jail or you in a casket. And it's a real thing. So it's like, you're grateful to see your children grow up safe, and you want them to, have a good life and make decisions. And I like how Quicksilver supported Big Jamie and saying, like, hey, don't beat up on yourself. You're doing a great job. Sometimes the kids need to hear it from another source, because it's at times like children, especially the first ones, don't seem to trust their parents' advice, even though most parents are only going to give their children the best advice. That's probably the best person you can have looking out for you is your parents, if they in a right state of mind or heart. So nobody's going to look after you more than that or want the best for you, but children at times don't trust their parents or don't think they know what they're talking about. So I really like this segment. It shows like real life, because a lot of us have children. Some of us have grown children. It can be a struggle, and sometimes people don't get together and like build on that. But we go to the ladies. The ladies are meeting up, and when I say the ladies, I mean Winter, Ashley, Arena, and the throw-in Tasha Lyons. And they're meeting at Ocean Prime. It's a popular restaurant. It's on G Street. It's downtown. It's probably about 2 blocks from the White House. You just walk straight down G Street. You'll hit the White House or whatever. And it's overrated too, but it's fancy and schmancy and expensive. So Winter's saying like she pretty much brought the group together to kind of clear the air and kind of build on their new friendship. And I mean, even before they could do a toast or finish it up, Ashley went in like, making gestures like it's an issue or whatever. And they try to find out what that gesture is. And Winter, she took that gesture kind of good or whatever. Like she didn't get like really offended, but Ashley is pretty much being rude and just saying like, hey, well, the term is loosely, we ain't friends. And I get that, but that didn't necessarily have to be said. They're building, they're growing, they're getting to know each other. And they just try to get to the, let's say, the root of like what happened at the event. And Ashley pretty much said like sitting there and listening to Winter's story, she got bored. And she did the same thing when they initially met at the first event, like of Lazy Moms or whatever, and Winter got up there and told her story. Even though I thought it was out of place that Winter told that story there, Ashley is like rude, and that's what it is. And I can kind of see that self-proclaimed itchy, but put a B in front of it vibe is coming off of Ashley. It's there. And I don't think Ashley really has accountability. She can dish all that stuff out, throw the smart comments, even her husband doing it, but she gets offended when you say like pretty much, hey, who are you and how can you be in somebody's DMs or you ain't famous and all that. So, Ashley ended up apologizing, I guess, for making her feel some kind of way, but she doesn't apologize for this. I'm like, either you're going to apologize or you're not going to apologize. All that but and if, and I'm not going to apologize for this, but I'm apologizing for this. It was unnecessary. The vibe wasn't there like she was trying to fix things. And Winter posed a question to Ashley pretty much saying, well, like, I'm not your friend. Is Raina your friend? And Raina like you already say something? You gonna open your mouth? And Ashley like, well, we're getting to know each other and all that. And Raina was she was kind of taken aback, but she handled it well. And that's the thing, what's the use of, well, you want me to go to the doctor with you, but I ain't your friend? Maybe it's for the show or whatever. And Ashley had brought a point at, well, me and she tried to say it jokingly, me and Raina really couldn't be friends. She's never been to my house. Of course she ain't been to your house. You live an hour away. You don't live in DC. So, okay, but yeah, that's the thing with these reality shows. A lot of times they try to force people who aren't truly friends together. And, it always shows. So, I just want Ashley to stop it. I'm not a big Ashley fan myself again. Someone who is rude, that's not accountable and can dish out the mess but can't take the shots coming back. She's really not for me. So that's pretty much it. Drop down in the comments. Let me know what you think. Something I missed, something you want to add. And we'll pick up from there. And it looks like it's getting juicy and juicy. And next week we're gonna see a situation, I guess, when Raina and Winter sit down, and then we find out there may be some infidelity on Raina's side, and going into dealing with Jason and his career. Like, he felt like he's being forced to be a DJ. And hopefully Monique will grace us with her appearance when she come back from Africa and see what's going on. But like I said, get down in the comments. Tell me what you think. Something I missed, let me know. Say what you say. And as I always say, y'all could be anywhere in this YouTube world, but you're here with me. I really appreciate it, and I really mean it.